Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nick Cat. I post Animal Crossing and other cozy gaming content, so if that's something that you like, please like and subscribe for more. This is my first time recording anything, but I've been an Animal Crossing fan for quite some time and I'm really excited to share what I've created with everyone. I'm currently standing in my living room on my pink and white holiday cherry blossom island called Merry Isle, which will be toured in a future video, but in this video we'll be taking a tour of my spooky Halloween town island called Figwood. I do want to give a trigger warning for anyone who has fears surrounding insects or graveyards. Alright, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, now that we're waking up on the island, I just want to say my inspiration for this island came from my love of all things spooky and horror related, as well as how beautiful the fall season is on Animal Crossing. So there are some gifts here that I want to make sure we pick up before we continue on with the tour. They include some candy, Jack's face, which is very Halloween appropriate, the Pom-Pom Pourin outfit, which is one of my favorite fall outfits, Spooky Treats basket, which is so cute to hold, and the Spooky wand as well. So take your pick of whatever you'd like to do if you're going to be touring along with me. And speaking of touring along with me, here is the map and the dream address is there on the bottom. The villagers are Dobie, Muffy, Cole, Coco, Kyle, Lucky, Pecan, Marshall, Ruby, and Kiki. So I did see Kyle walk down to the airport, so we're going to go say hi to him first. Now we're going to walk over and say hi to Lucky, because I see him over there as well. Now continuing on to the left-hand side, we're going to go over this bridge to the pumpkin patch. I did want to make sure that this looked very overgrown and full of weeds and bugs and everything else so that it just looked very abandoned. I also made sure to add the distressed storage shed over on the right there, as well as adding some of the storefronts to add a little bit of light in the back. Now if we go under this arch over here, we're going to get up to the abandoned castle that I've created. One of the best ways to hide the museum in the back there. I added a lot of leaves and wheat fields to give it a lot of movement and again make it look very abandoned. On either side of this little hallway here are little jail cells. You can actually look in there. If we go through this section, we're going to get to the library. Again, very overgrown. I wanted there to be lots of books, lots of scattered papers, things like that. And up this stairway here is more of a laboratory or an office style area. I really like the glowing moss jars that are on that shelf there from the 2.0 upgrade. I really think that that item is really neat, especially on any of the spookier islands. So this path back here actually leads through the whole back area of the island, but instead of going right, we're going to come down and this is going to lead to a park. There's a picnic spot to the right. A little bench to the left. Again, lots of bugs, lots of weeds. Lots of leaves. And the water in the back there is actually the skull pond that you can see from the map. I wanted to make sure that it didn't look spooky necessarily from this view, only on the map view. I think that that was a really interesting touch. And now this is the shopping district. So this is the Able Sisters here. I really like putting the storefronts in front of any of the shops for the dream addresses because the shops are closed during the dream address, so the windows are dark. But the storefronts always have that lit up window, so I just think it adds a little bit of light. Back here is Nook's Cranny. We'll continue back the way we came. This little spot right here is one of my favorite spots on the island. I just think it looks really unique. I love the scooter there, the way you can see the leaves falling, the lights and everything. I just think it looks really pretty. And we're going to continue over past the park. Behind the plaza here, I wanted this to look more like a town. So I have the telephone booths. We have some benches lining the plaza. So now we're back to where we started. But instead of going to the left, we're going to go over to the right this time. I created this little tiny park up here with a wishing well. And then there's this almost hidden path down here that'll lead to a really overgrown foresty area. I love the colors and the texture from the different trees. All of the different items together, I think it looks really nice. And now from this bridge, you can see the campsite. And we'll say hi to Kiki while we're over here too. Say hi to my character as well. Little warning from all the ghosts on the island. So if we go behind the campsite, we're going to get to the graveyard. One of my favorite spots here too. Hi, Pecan. Alright, so we're going to walk down on the beach a little bit. I did decorate the beaches, but I wanted it again to look very spooky, so it's mainly trees and overgrown weeds, things like that. But here's a little seance area that I thought was really neat. I really liked the Ouija board code that I was able to find, so I figured I had to use that somehow. We're going to go back through the graveyard. Very spooky with the open graves. Thought that that was a nice touch. So if we go up this stairway here, over to the left, we'll get to the villager houses, but we're gonna go this way first. I created this area. I wanted it to feel kind of like a horror movie where there were the two ghosts in the back and the cars, because those distressed cars that came in the 2.0 upgrade, I thought that those would be really neat back here. Okay, so going back up to the villager houses, we're going to see who's home. I did decorate all of the villager homes, so I'm hoping that we can show some good ones on this video today. We'll go say hi to Muffy first. Alright, So I'll pan around Muffy's house. I do like to try to keep a common thread on the islands that I create between the villager homes. So all of the villagers are going to have that graveyard wall as the accent wall. But I like to try to make the homes feel very realistic and lived in. The next house we're going to go in is Cole's house. The creaking noise in the background, that was another thing from the 2.0 upgrade that we got. Those sound effects for the rooms, I think that those are really cool. I like to use them whenever I feel like I can. I think that this was a great way to incorporate them. Ruby's house is the next one that we're going to take a look at. I know that Ruby isn't technically a scary villager, but I find her eyes very creepy, so I think that she really fits in. Very similar to Coco in the same way, where I find them both kind of creepy. I think having the creaking sound in the background for the soundscape, as well as the gyroid making that sort of plunking noise, I just think that that really fits the vibe here. All right, Coco's house is next. I'm gonna go in and say hi. Last but not least, we're gonna go say hi to Dobie, one of my favorite villagers. He was one of the first ones that I got when I started playing this game, so he's definitely got a soft spot in my heart. I left his house pretty much the way that he has it. I wanted to make it look a little bit creepier, so I added the light bulb. I added that one wall with the graveyard on it, but everything else is pretty much the way his house is usually. So now that we're done with the villager houses, we'll make our way up to the back. So this is that path that I had mentioned that goes along the whole back of the island. And my house is right here on the corner. Let's go in and take a look. So this is the main foyer area. I like that it almost looks like a hotel. That wasn't my initial plan, but I think that the Halloween wallpaper and the rug and everything else kind of lent itself to that feel. We'll start over on the first floor, from on the far left, which is a spooky bathroom. I never thought that I'd make one of these, but I figured if it's going to be a full house, I needed to make one. I used the jail bars on the one side to look like it was keeping the graveyard out. And I did use some of those special effects, and you'll see that in all of the rooms. It's kind of an ongoing thread. We'll go up to the room at the front of the house. Spooky Halloween dining room area. Continuing on, we're going to go over to the right side. And this is a kitchen area, the little kitchenette. Now we're going to head upstairs to the bedroom. I made a mini sort of living room area on the left-hand side, and then separated by a curtain and one of the partition walls, there's a small bedroom on the other end. And now we're going to head down into the basement. And I wanted to make this feel like it was straight out of a horror movie. So freshly dug hole, the basement floor, jail bars on a lot of the walls, and I did only do the accent wall, the one facing the house. So it sort of feels like this is like an open basement area that goes out to the creepy graveyard. So that's all for my house. So now I'm going to have a few slow motion shots going through the island. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.